G'day Spurs fans, Paul Hotspur Hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. Having a break, thought I'd sit by a bit of water. Makes me want to dig out my fishing rod, which I haven't done for quite some time. Although my prowess as an angler, I might as well just sit here miming a fishing rod and I'll have the same end result. So I was thinking, a couple of things I just want to meander about today. One is, yet again, I've been hearing these things like Tottenham struggle to score against teams that employ a phrase I hate, because this phrase gives an anti-football tactic. It's like, makes it it legitimises it. A low block team, boring, fans ripping off team, I would say. Yet every time I've heard that about us, we've won the game. We beat Crystal Palace 3-1, Sheffield United. We beat these teams, and I find it weird because the other night Liverpool waited until the death of the game to see off Nottingham Forest. Now, I haven't watched that game, but I would imagine it's not beyond the realms of reality that Nottingham Forest may well have defended quite hard. But Liverpool, it doesn't really matter the minute you score, the end result is 1-0. So I'm not saying anything like Liverpool's lucky or anything like that. But what I am saying is that I haven't really heard any murmurings about Liverpool struggling to score against a low block team. I'm wondering why this accusation is always levelled at Tottenham Hotspur and no one else. Because there's a reason why teams go low block. They think it's hard to score against. Maybe it is, but a good team will always figure it out and always score. Like Tottenham Hotspur, by far the greatest football team the world has ever seen, generally do. Liverpool did it the other night. I don't see the big drama. I think what it might be is, yet again, more digs at Ange Postecoglou and his attacking style of football. Naivety, can't figure out how to get the ball in the back of the net. Now, as far as the Crystal Palace game goes, as time goes on, it's a couple of days ago now, I'm still walking 10 feet tall with my badge out because I was very happy with the performance. I think the big difference between the first and second half, like I said in my review, I haven't changed my mind on this, was the wingers were winging more in the second half. They just needed pointing in the right direction, so they knew what options were available. And that really sorted out the issue. Now, the other things I've heard is, well, it was like an 11-minute burst, or it was the last 25 minutes of the game that Ange ball, or as I call it, football, was played. And I can go back to teams in the 1980s. It's very rare you'll see a team, whoever they're playing, hammer the opposition in a creative way for a full 90 minutes. It's creative, explosive, dynamic football. It's risky. The opportunities don't always arise. I think of a player like Paul Gascoigne, for example. Magnificent player. Love watching him play. It's so much fun going to White Hart Lane in those days. But would he be doing Paul Gascoigne type things for a full 90 minutes? No. Because he could see when it was on and when it wasn't, and when to conserve energy and when to burst forward. I think that's the way with attacking football. It's, like I say, it's very rare you get a chance to do that for a full 90 minutes a game. Having said that, the more you do it, the more you increase your probability of increasing that time you can do it. So I think if people are, even at 25 minutes, I think that's pretty good. And I'm not really concerned about this. What I've seen in the press about Tottenham need to be scored against to kind of kick off into action. I think we started the second half very well. And Crystal Palace got a goal completely against the run of play. I think whether they got that free kick or not, we still would have got the 3 goals. So I'm not really concerned about that. I'm not worried about clean sheets. I don't care. We scored 2 more goals than them. You only need 1 more and you've won the game, haven't you? So not really fussed about any of that. I thought it was good. It was a huge improvement over 2 weeks where we just really weren't. That was not a good performance. But Crystal Palace, I'm really happy with it. Happy to wear this, man. Happy to wear this. I've also seen criticism on TalkSport and the likes of how Ange Postecoglou did not deserve to win the Football Manager of the Year for London award, or whatever it's called. Well, these awards are subjective, aren't they? Subjective, and the only thing that really matters in an award like that is the opinion of the people that are putting the award on. And if in their minds they think Ange deserved it, he gets the trophy, doesn't he? If you want to give someone else an award, I suggest you go off with your mates, make a little website and hand out your own award to who you think the manager of London should be. It's very different to competitive sport where it's more objective than subjective, but interpretation of rules can be subjective and all that sort of stuff. But Ange won it. There you go. Unlucky. Deserved or not, though, it's irrelevant. He got the award. No matter who wins a jury awarded trophy like that, there's always going to be questions, isn't there? No matter who wins it. So I think Ange is fair enough. Well done, Ange. I saw a bit of a clickbaity headline today which drew my attention. I clicked on it and I did read it, and it was actually more uplifting than I expected. Because one little worry I have in the back of my mind is whether Ange will go to a club like Liverpool or a big club this summer. Because obviously I'm hoping he doesn't. If he does, thanks for good times. We'll move on. We've been around since 1882. We'll keep going. But I would like him to stay, obviously, because I think he's one of the best managers going. The headline of the article is something like Ange makes decision on quitting Tottenham. So I'm thinking, oh my God, that's backing up the hearse and letting them smell the flowers, isn't it? But then I read it and it was more along the lines of Ange has decided to stay. There's no release clause. And it also made a point of saying that, and I don't know what the sources are for all this. It's all conjecture, isn't it? Bloody press. It's annoying, isn't it? That he's been happy the way he's been supported and backed at Tottenham Hotspur. I think that's a really good sign. Really good sign. So, I'm hoping that, if we get at least 1 more year out of him, I think next year could be a year of something special. Provided that in the summer window, we flesh out the squad a bit. We flesh out the squad. Our bench is looking stronger, there's no doubt about it. And the subs that came on in the Crystal Palace game did pretty well, especially Brennan Johnson. Fantastic play by Brennan Johnson, man. Incredible. But we have got players that come off the bench, like Pierre, Lo Celso, Skip, that they may do a job when they come on at 60 minutes. They may sometimes do a job if they start a game, but you can't guarantee it, and that's where I think we need to really bolster our squad up, so that we've got a squad that's more full of players, not all of the same high standard. I'm not saying like a team of James Maddisons or Pape Matassars, 2 great players, or Udogis, but players that at least you can rely on, if called upon to start through rotation, can do a decent job. And I mentioned Pierre, Skip, Ben Davies, those players are 50-50 sometimes, so I'd like to see something happen in those areas over the summer, and I think if that happens, man oh man, wow, what a season we could be up for next year. I'm hoping we qualify for Champions League, but if we don't, we don't. I'd rather keep doing what we're doing and seeing which way the chips fall on it, rather than trying to start banking in 1-0 wins just to sneak into 4th place, like someone that's ducked in at the last minute. I'd like to do it by playing our style of football, and if we can't do it that way, then we'll have to wait a year. But it would be exciting to see Tottenham play more next year. It's been quite a frustrating season, the amount of gaps as Ange said, it was through our own fault. Didn't qualify for Europe, got knocked out the cups early, so that's what happens. Next year, I think, could be a very exciting year for Tottenham Hotspur. What else was there? Was there anything else that was happening in the news? No, not really. Anyway, I'm trying to get back into the flow of doing this regularly because I get into ruts where I do a lot of work, drive a lot of hours, and sometimes I just don't have the energy or whatever to do anything else. But I'm finding that just doing a little bit reminds me of how much I enjoy it. So I will keep going, man. Keep going. If you click like and subscribe, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, hit subscribe, you bastards. My channel ain't about that. I'm growing it like a bonsai tree, just keeping it nice and little. It's going to grow slowly, if at all. That's the way I want it, instead of a big pile of stinging nettles and dog poo. So anyway, I hope you're all well out there. Till next time, folks. Peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs.